What's up, everyone? This is JD again with another showing of the Pioneer Podcast radio show on the WETD 90.7 FM radio station. So this time I'm going to get started. So I've got a guest from AGT the other night, one of the homecoming activities. His name is Quinn. He's one of the most outgoing people you're ever going to meet. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Quinn.
Kazali, I'm on the radio. Am I too loud? Am I too quiet?
No, I just don't like the feedback.
Okay, all right. Hi, I'm Quinn. Wow. I'm here in the radio. Hi, Mom.
So, going about doing the AGT talent show has to be very nerve-wracking. How did you prepare? How did you prepare for it?
Yeah, so a little bit of background if nobody was at the talent show. I won second place overall at the talent show doing a singing performance combined with a flow arts performance. Flow arts is a dance form that utilizes object manipulation and sometimes LED lights, as I did in my case, to create shapes and stuff with your body and with this prop that you're using. So I used what's called poi, which is two weights attached to tethers, and I just swing them around my body and make several different circular patterns with them. So I'm part of Circlarna, which is the club on Alfred State campus that is the Flow Arts Club. So I've been doing that for 4 to 5 years. And we have shows frequently throughout the semester. And so being in those shows helped prepare me for the nervousness and understanding and just having done it a few times, I wasn't super nervous. I also did the talent show last year and won as well. So that was a nice confidence boost. So I wasn't too nervous going on stage. That said, every time I perform, I do my heart gets a little racy, and I get a little nervous to perform on stage every time. But once the music hits and once I get into the groove of it, it helps my confidence, and the audience was very receptive to what I was doing. So that helped shake my nerves a little bit, that they actually were really into what I was putting down. And so once they started cheering, that helped, I think, calm my nerves better.
So you said that he did multiple things, but this man was like an entire show just by himself. You started out singing, which I'm not sure if really anybody knew that you had such a great voice. You just looked, he was trying to hide that secretly he had these lights, that he was part of Ciclarna. So then he went into this dance, and just everybody was having fun. It was a great moment.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun because people that know me don't know me as somebody that sings. Haven't done musicals in a long time just because I don't have the time to do them. But if you ever, and nobody rides in the car with me, but I collect albums and I sing along to them all the time. If I'm in my room alone, I'll sing to them. I sing in the shower, yada yada. But I'm not in voices or anything. So people that knew me were surprised when I was doing singing, and then people that didn't know me, I tried to conceal. I concealed the lights for the first part of the act when I was singing, and so they had their surprise when they saw that it wasn't just a singing performance. There was also flashy lights involved. So I think that was what was fun for me, was giving everybody that surprise.
You've probably been involved with all the performing arts clubs.
More or less. I am the former president of Circlarna, and Circlarna is part of the performing arts here on campus, which, if you don't know, includes Circlarna, the Jesters Improv Comedy Club. It includes drama club, band, and voices, which is the choir. And so I've relayed with them several times and having to communicate through meetings on who's doing what events where. But like I'm a member of Jesters, so yeah, and then I've been to I was involved with theater for a little time in my freshman sophomore days. So yeah, I get around in the performing arts scene.
So I'm gonna start talking about more of the actual AGT talent show. So when you guys were in the like getting ready, when you were all together, was anybody talking? Was there so much anxiety? Like,
Yeah, that was actually a pretty positive experience. All of us being backstage. The talent show started at 9 p.m. We were all called to be ready by 8:30 p.m. Um, we had a good half hour to talk amongst ourselves, and that was a positive bonding experience because there's some people that I knew that were performing and some people that I didn't know that were performing, but like the idea that we're all in this together, that we're all kind of nervous to go out on stage, allowed me to meet some new people, and we were all like, we've all had some experience in the performing arts space, so that even if we didn't know each other, it was a good uh, opportunity to bond with other people that we haven't met over this common interest. And it was also nice talking beforehand because it's easy for us all to confide with each other that we're all nervous, and so in a way that helps us. I think it helped all of us be less nervous was knowing that everybody else is in the same boat as us.
did you hear all the stuff about the judges? I'm not sure if they were professors, but these guys were like they had doctorates degrees, master's degrees, and like I was surprised the type of people we had for judges.
Yeah, it was an interesting selection. I've done talent shows in the past, so I'm familiar with who they choose for judges sometimes, but um, I think they had a really good variety this year. I remember there was one girl, I don't know her name, but she was a freshman, I think, which is abnormal to have. And there was also a guest judge that they had that does like touring for some sort of singing that I can't remember exactly, but I remember so a lot of us after being backstage, we wanted to watch the show as well to support our fellow performers. And I remember watching the show at the beginning when he was announced as a guest performer that does like musical tours and stuff. That I was like, oh no, he's going to be the critical guy. Ooh, can't wait for that. And then he ended up being the most positive guy on that judging board, and I think he helped shake some of our nerves as well, knowing that whatever we do, this guy is going to have something very flattering to say. So yeah, the judge lineup was very nice. I appreciate them because they gave me second place. Hey,
So what an opening act! That rock band absolutely blew the top off the roof.
yeah, rock band. Uh,
They just put so much
I'm
emotion into what they're doing. Like that girl was like she was having this party up there, and with the music, it was just a great show.
yeah, I thought rock band was fantastic. Definitely improved since previous years too. If anybody from rock bands listening, you guys did amazing, and you should have won a prize too.
Well, I mean, they probably got. I don't know any of them personally, but they probably got like they're traveling, getting all these awards. Like they have talent, just they're not hitting talent like Emma Anderson.
Right.
I never would have even known that that person had talent. The gaming guy, like he's known for esports, being very competitive, like that type of deal. And then he goes out on stage and he just sings his heart out. And like I was surprised. Like I love the hidden talents. That's
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah, I've seen James in previous years, but again, just I think he did fantastic. I think everybody honestly did fantastic, and in terms of who could have won, it was really anybody's game. Um, all around impressive performances and being able to watch them before my performance. Going back to your question about how to shake off nervousness, I think that helped, was seeing everybody else be successful in their performance. It was gave me confidence in my own.
And like we had some very over the top talented people. Personally, I liked your act because again, you were like doing all these different things. You weren't just dancing with the clarinet. But like Jasmine, I don't really know her last name.
LaRocca.
LaRocca. But she was like she's got a great voice even though she is a smaller stature person.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of amazing. And then wasn't there somebody that actually she has like albums out and stuff? Skylar.
I I don't know too much about Skylar's history with singing. Sadly, she can't be with us here today to tell us about it. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised, especially when I was listening. I, in my head, I defined her voice as pretty darn good. I would listen to an album by her, kind of thing. And I think that's how I feel about most of the performers. With it, if any of them had albums, I would probably listen to them.
And Sergio kind of stole the show, not to like he's a good friend of mine, but he was even with all the talents. He just put so emotion. He was so emotional behind it.
Yes. So Sergio did a contemporary uh, dance, which was pretty new for Alfred's Got Talent. I don't think I've seen in my 5-year career here at Alfred anybody do a dance performance like that. I'd seen him perform once before during Welcome Week at our drama club's open mic night, and I thought he was pretty darn good. And backstage, when we were all talking amongst ourselves, I said to Sergio, I was like, you could probably get first place. And he was like, oh, really? I'm not so sure about that. And I was like, yeah, I think so. And part of it was serious, that I thought he could make first place. Part of it was trying to help him and everybody else alleviate their nervousness and give him a confidence boost because he was feeling nervous as well. And then I saw his performance, and then I realized that, oh, wait a second, he actually could win first prize. I might be more correct on this than I thought. And then when I had a feeling that he was going to place somewhere at least, so that when I got announced for second place, because they announced it, the judges announced the winner for crowd favorite, then rising star, then third place, second place, first place. Did I say that right? Third place, second place, first place. So when I got second place, since I had a pretty good feeling that Sergio was going to place somewhere at least, that was when I knew that, oh, hey, he also got first place. And then it was announced that he got first place, and I think he very much deserved it. It was quite, yeah, an emotional performance, I guess is how you would say it. I would call it inspiring myself.
Do you remember what his song he chose was?
Yeah. Oh man, it's One Republic. Oh my God, what's it called?
You know what? Just keep talking and I'll grab the paper.
I did it all. I did it all. Know every second that this world can give. So many places and things that I did for every reason. I swear I lived. That's what the song is called. I swear I lived. Or not. I swear I lived. It was called I Lived. If Sergio's out there listening, he's probably losing his mind right now. Um, so yeah, it was I Lived. Oh, you got the pamphlet right there.
Yeah. So Sergio did, yeah, Dance I Lived.
Yeah. All right. Figured it out finally.
Um, oh yeah, Alfred State Rock Band did Crazy Train. That's why everybody got like everybody was so excited just to start the show. That was a great talent to put in the very beginning.
Yeah, and I don't know too much about classic music. I don't think I have even heard Crazy Train before then, which might be blasphemy for people that are listening to a radio show right now. But seeing them perform it, I knew it was a good pick because there was moments where they allowed their instruments to take priority, like a mix between the vocal performance and then some guitar solos here and there. It's a good choice for them, definitely. And yeah, had the high energy to keep it up.
Started. Um, uh, Katie was like, she was all out on her own. She did a trumpet solo. Like nobody else was doing a solo instrument.
Yeah, we had two guitar players, but she was trumpeter, and I think that also might have been in Alfred's Got Talent first. Um, Sadly, I was on deck to perform during her performance, but I could hear the audience getting into it and clapping, and it was a great like feel good moment. I think bringing people together, just clapping along to the music, just via a trumpet.
So a lot of these people had to go out on their own. Like sadly, they weren't. I'm not sure. Like, is Emma part of the club? Emma Anderson.
I know Emma myself through AU's folk dancing club, but when she was in the talent show, she was representing herself, and most people were representing themselves. I know Sergio was,
Dancing.
yeah, he was advertising himself as this is what the revamped Alfred State Dance team will be doing, and use that for advertising. Sir Klarna, we ourselves, we do a group performance in the spring, but for the fall, we just let the members, we do our own personal performances, but it does still, in a way, advertise the club because I didn't know anything about poi spinning until I came to Alfred and joined Sir Klarna, so in a way that advertises the club, I guess. I guess Rock Band was then maybe the only performance that was associated with
Katie Brooks
with
and
the
the
group.
track team.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then there was Katie.
Actually, Katie Frisella. Katie Brooks is the one who did the trumpet.
Yeah, Katie Brooks did the trumpet. Katie Frisella did the. She did a vocal performance. I think I was also backstage for that, which was disappointing for myself. Um,
One of the other performers was supported by one of the Greek lives. I can't remember which fraternity or which sorority it was. But yeah, everybody was going up, showing up for support for their for the talent.
Yeah, for a second when they're announcing performers out, and I felt pretty good that I had won an award, judging by everyone's reaction, but I wasn't sure which one it was. I thought it was going to be crowd favorite because I had gotten a lot of audience cheering. But then they announced Katie, and her track teammates made a flag for her, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, she definitely deserves that. It's pretty, for me, that was inspiring to see how much her teammates supported her, and I felt pretty supported too when I went. Had a couple groups of friends that came for me as well as for other people, but it was heartwarming to hear them congratulate me after the show.
And then there was Jasmine had the entire drama club.
Yeah,
that was a big group.
Yeah, yeah. I guess Drama Club was there as the bonus performance as a group, but yeah, since all of them were there, Jasmine had all of the Drama Club people there for support.
They closed out the show with a preview of what's coming. They're
Yes,
all shook up.
yes, all shook up. A musical inspired by the music of Elvis Presley.
I have no idea what the dates are.
I think I have the dates on my phone somewhere, and I can advertise for them at the moment. I feel weird representing the entirety of Drama Club right now. I think I really hope I don't get this wrong. So if you're listening and you want to go to the drama club show, look for posters that will be more accurate once the date gets sooner. But I'm pretty sure it's the weekend of November 23rd. So that would be 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, maybe. I know I'm going to be seeing it on November 23rd, which is a Saturday. Tickets go up that week. And if you're interested, if you're listening out there and you're interested in performances, uh, Drama Club's got one in November. But Sir Klarna, which if you want to see more of what I'm doing, we have a performance on November 1st, which is a Friday after the last week of October, on the first week of November. It's graveyard themed, so if you're looking for something to get into the Halloween mood, there's that for you.
So, if, like, you are part of one of the clubs, the drama club or Sicarni?
I'm part of Sir Klarna, yes. Not part of Drama Club, but I'm good friends with a lot of people that are in it.
Not to cut you off, but if you're part of drama club and you want to, if you want to come represent the club, tell us more about what's going on. Feel free to contact me at CurryJD, Alfred State, CurrieJD. Um, so a personal thing that I found interesting is one of the radiological technology and sonography judges that was there actually talked about how she was a paranormal investigator from a normie's point of view. That almost sounded rude, but somebody who's not like interested in that, what did you think of her talking about that?
Um, I don't know. I'm pretty neutral as in terms of does the supernatural exist kind of thing. But it struck me as interesting that we have somebody around campus that has uh, delved into that sphere of study and has that knowledge base. So that was interesting. And I liked how um, she used that her introduction and people knowing that fact about her to have some fun with her judging. I can't remember exactly what it was, but somebody said either her or a different judge was like, yeah,
Because William was doing the
yeah,
circles.
yeah, called, yeah, said that Billy had some great, yeah, a hypnotic trait to his performance, which is also a flow performance if you hadn't seen it, which is using the prop called Pixel Whip, which is a fiber optic whip that glows in several different colors. You chose red.
Looks cool, although all the props are good.
Yeah.
The reason why I kind of separated you and me when we were talking about this is because I'm doing the Paranormal Investigation and Urban Exploration Club. I'm trying to get that started.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And I figured if she's listening, that would be a great club advisor. Like if she's interested, but I mean, if she's interested in that, she's probably interested.
Yeah. Hint, hint, wink, wink, Professor, whatever her name was.
Um, so, was there ever anybody who was a positive role model or an influencer that originally got you started in like all this acting and dancing?
It's an interesting question. I guess if we're going for a role model, I would say my sister. My sister's been doing dancing since she was like, I don't know, 3 or something. She currently goes to Brockport College as a dance major. And so she inspires me in that way. And I guess she would be my role model in that sense. But my parents were also into theater, and she was into theater and doing ballets and stuff. Um, so I guess those would be my role models. My actual inspiration, though, was I joined the musical in my junior year of high school because I had a crush on a girl that was in the musical. So I was like, oh, I can get to know her better by joining the musical. Well, it turns out that she usually did the musical but didn't do the musical that year, so I was kind of stuck. But at least my sister, who was a freshman that year, she was also in the musical, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and things kind of snowballed from there. I had also been moderately into dance in the hip hop genre for a little bit, and then in my senior year, I started diving down into it and the dance form called tutting, which is just dancing hip hop with strictly you're making right angles with your arms and fingers. Um, and so that's how I ended up joining Sir Klarna. Actually, was I went to one of their performances, saw somebody with LED gloves on, and I thought that was cool because it's what I had been doing, but it glows in the dark. So I joined Sir Klarna, and I was taught poi by uh, the members there at the time, um, at least the basics, and then from there, most of it was self-taught. So I guess you could say the people that taught me poi were also an inspiration slash role model. But I guess I would go with my sister for the number one role model.
But if you haven't seen it as tutting before, I'm pretty sure that's how you're thinking you're going to be doing the graveyard, the necromancer thing, right?
Yeah, we have. I don't want to share too much information in case it doesn't happen, but there's a concept that we have coming around with graveyard that would involve some using LED gloves for some puppetry motions, which is also fun. Pretending to manipulate somebody else who is performing and creating an interesting illusion with my hands and somebody else's uh, full body performance.
So, sorry it was kind of impromptu, but thanks for coming down, Quinn.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, both this talk and Alfred's Got Talent. Uh, it was, as I said, like I had, like before my junior year of high school, I had almost wanted nothing to do with performing arts. And if anybody remembers the performer Raina, who did a staff performance, she only joined Sir Klarna about a year ago. Um, so and she did a stellar performance as well. So that's with like about 1 year experience. So if anybody is interested in doing Alfred's Got Talent, I would uh, advise you to take that leap of of faith. And in the spring semester, when they do the next Alfred's Got Talent, join in. You might find that you would like it more than you thought you would initially.
And if you're looking for something totally original, so far I haven't seen anybody do a magic gig.
Yeah, we've had some magic performers before, but nobody did a magic act this semester. No one did a there's sometimes there's a poetry reading that somebody does too, slam poetry. Missed out on that too, not this year, alas.
Are you by any chance a part of that? The poetry?
No. Once in a while I go to the poetry readings that they have on campus when I see them advertised.
I haven't even seen them advertised.
Yeah, it's usually like once a semester.
Okay. Thanks for coming down, Quinn.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sorry about not getting this set up quite early. I wasn't sure how many people were coming, and I just next year it's going to be better. I'm going to plan this all out ahead of time. I'm going to try to get contact the candidates ahead of time, just piece it all together better.
Yeah, sounds hype.
So that's it for the Pioneer podcast today. You can contact me at my Instagram, jdcurry18, my school email, curryjd, currie, JD. Um, Take care, Pioneers, and talk to you later.